Hey, what is up, guys? My name is Itsentriix, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. We are here on Rivers SMP, and this is episode 7. I think it's episode 7. I really think it is. I think. I feel like for some reason earlier today I was being criticized by Dano for getting the numbers wrong on the Rivers reports. No, not reports. I can't believe I still call it that. On the Rivers updates, I think I was being criticized earlier today for skipping number 4 or number 5, one of those. I don't remember. No, we didn't skip number 5. We just uploaded. No, we didn't upload number 5. We just uploaded number 6 like a week ago. All right. Well, that doesn't really matter. I'm calling it number 7, and if I'm wrong, I'll just edit it. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, guys, let's start out with some news. Okay, the first news we got, this is unscripted, is that we have a new reporter on the Rivers updates, and that is, well, Dano, Game Boy Power. He is the richest player on Rivers, and he is the creator of the very first, not the very first country, sorry, of the largest country on Rivers SMP in terms of residents. So meaning, basically, he has the most people, more players live in his country than any other country. So yeah, okay. So let's get started now, guys. I don't remember if last episode I did this. I don't know if I read the article that was talking about the polls for the Rivers presidential election. And if I have already, well, then this is going to look really dumb, but I do not know. And I'm not going to go on YouTube right now and check because lately my computer has been having a lot of trouble with getting on YouTube. My computer has crashed twice in just the past 45 minutes because of me simply logging onto YouTube and clicking on my channel option. My computer has given me the terrible blue screen of death. And that blue screen of death seems to be hopping around YouTube a lot for me, so I won't be going on YouTube anytime soon unless I absolutely have to, like for uploading videos. So yeah, I'm not going to check right now. So I'm going to read the poll out to you, but I want to say something. 3 of the not 3. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to name the people off because I'm not good with numbers. Okay, I'm good with numbers, but I don't remember. So the 3 candidates who were eliminated, we just did something really interesting where in order to speed up the process of this election, since we're nearing March and we need a president-elect before March happens, we took an initiative to eliminate the candidates who have less than 3 votes. So anyone who has 3 votes or higher, they're still in. So we decided to eliminate these candidates. We eliminated SW Battlefront. We eliminated Inkipie. We eliminated Boss Boy 42, and Sam conceded, and this happened a long time ago, and Jackson RW conceded too, but that's like old news. That's like from a week ago or something. So we're going to read off the polls one more time just to keep people up to date on the things, and plus, I'm not really sure if I read off the poll in the last episode of the Rivers Updates. I'm not really sure. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so here's the poll. Game Boy Power. His level of influence is very high. His experience with elections, he has run in 3 elections before. He has made it to the finals in 2 of them. His supporting players are... No, that actually is very wrong. It says Jackson RW, but Jackson does not support Dano. He supports Leah. Inkipie, Inkipie does not support Dano anymore. That completely changed. Banana Beast Boy, though, does support Game Boy Power, and he is the founder of the Golden Banana Republic. And when it says supporting players, we're talking about certain people that like have close ties with the person, or who have had close ties with the person, or have done a really big achievement. That's not discrediting any other player. We're just simply trying to point out certain people who you'd most likely think of who support Game Boy Power and who do actually support him. But since this poll is from, it only says the time it was posted. Why does it not say the date? Okay, that's interesting. Since this was most likely posted over a week ago, things have changed a lot. I mean, I know they don't have Jackson on the poll. I thought they did, but this is from a long time ago. So things have changed quite a bit. Okay, Pickraft. His level of influence is high. His experience with elections. He has won the admin election on his first day in Rivers. He has run a total of 2 elections, and he has won both of them. You know, he ran in the presidential election, and he won both. His supporting players are Snicker Sammy, who is the 3rd cop, and his current vice president, so it's kind of a no-brainer why they support each other. The highest vote count he's ever had is 18. His pros are that he was very respectful and polite staff member. He abides by the rules. He is very experienced with server running. In fact, he runs his own server. He co-runs a country with Game Boy Power Retro. But the only cons he has are that he has not yet fulfilled all of his campaign promises. A lot of people who voted for him are still expecting him to fulfill a lot of the campaign promises he laid out during his campaign. And since then, he has not fulfilled a lot of them. He has attempted to, but he has not been able to fully accomplish the goal that transcends the message of his campaign promises. His chance of winning right now is currently at 10%. Now, your homie Liam, well, she changed her name just today to Leah M. Hunter. Her level of influence is actually very high. Her experience with elections, none. Her supporting players, at the moment, none, as we can find. The highest vote count she's ever had was 12, which is when, during the primary, the first primary vote, we're going to have a second one, which then will narrow it down to 3 candidates. Three? I think it might be 2. we're still thinking things out. The primary vote's not going to happen in a while. The second primary vote is not going to happen in a long time. But we're getting off topic. So her highest vote count is 12 votes. Her pros is that she understands the economy to some extent, if not the best, over every player. Her cons are, however, that she has not specified how to fulfill any campaign promises. Another con is that she has committed criminal actions prior to running in the election. Her chance of winning right now is at 1%. Now, that might fluctuate, that might change, but from what we can see right now, it doesn't seem that there's a lot of traction, a lot of activity happening within and around her campaign. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, now, those are the only people who are still currently running that are on the poll. Now, this is very interesting. Matthew, he is not on the poll. Turns out, I made a huge mistake. I forgot to add him onto the poll, and the White House Intel, in fact, forgot to use him as an option for the survey they were having. They did not put him on the poll, and that is a really big accident on our part, so we're very sorry for that. We did not have any poll information for Matthew. But I'm going to see if I can try and do this. I'm going to try and do it unscripted. I'm going to try and fill in all the blanks here when it comes to math. I'm going to try and read off the thoughts of my mind as if we are doing a poll for Matthew, or as if he was included in the poll. So basically, Matthew, his level of influence is actually high. His experience with elections is that, well, first thing, he ran in one of the cop elections. Not he ran in one of the cop elections. No, he actually ran the cop election. In cop elections, the most active cop at the time is given the responsibility to run and manage the election and count the votes. Matthew was the most active cop at the time because he's the creator of the cop rank, and he was the one who actually ran an election before, so he knows how the election process works. So he's also ran in a presidential election before, and he won that election. And then he ran in again, but then he lost to Grant 65. So his experience with elections are two elections. Actually 3 if you want to count him actually running and managing one of the elections. His supporting players at the moment are Game Boy Power. His highest vote count ever, I think it was maybe 11 or 12. 11 or 12. So this was from the Third Rivers presidential election. This was from late 2016. So it's a little, my memory on that's a little foggy. His pros, he actually was a former president before he was a president. He is known as a law and order president. He's very good at enforcing laws. In fact, another good pro about him is that he has created the law system that we still use and know today in Rivers SMP. Some cons of his is that during some times back in when he was president, he failed and was incompetent to punish some people who were part of his, or he helped a lot and donated a lot to his campaign. He failed to punish them for their actions that they've done after he was elected president. So that's pretty much all. That was not written down. I just had to think of that on top of my head. So there's probably a lot more we can include in there, but there's only so much I can think of just, right on the go. And another article, it's kind of random, but your homie Liam, she dropped a bombshell on the people of Rivers. And so I got an email from her, and she said that she was thinking about Daniel's money for a long time and realized something. If Daniel admittedly used a glitch in the bank to spawn in 6,000 emeralds, wouldn't he do the same to attain 80,000 emeralds? This is a groundbreaking analysis that could possibly reopen a case for how Daniel got his money. An investigation will be started to see how Daniel really got the rest of his wealth if your homie Liam, or Leah M. Hunter, now is elected president. Okay, And this is another article. This one is called "Bring Back Respect." This is a huge speech, a very long speech written by Johan William. I'm still going to call her that. It's going to be hard for me not to say that because I've been constantly referring to her as Johan William for so long, and now since she just suddenly changed her name to like Leah M. Hunter, it's going to be so hard for me to get used to that. But she wrote a really, once again, a long speech, a long article on how to bring back respect in Rivers SMP. And I gotta say, this article hit it right on the head. She nailed it. She literally just nailed it on how to bring back respect in Rivers SMP. The cause for all the drama in Rivers, the cause for all the problems is because a lot of players have a lack of respect for each other. Too many people are close, they're way too close at jumping to conclusions about others and judge. So yeah, basically that's not really that's basically just the summary of the speech. That's basically just a summary of it. But if you guys want to see the full speech, I will put a link to it in the description below so you guys can go and check it out. It's pretty neat. And even if you disagree and think that Leah is a very disrespectful presidential candidate and a very disrespectful player, regardless of that, I think that she really wrote this article with a lot of just really good points. And I think a lot of people should just check it out. I think it's great. Now, this is another one. This is a huge revolutionary thing. Now, this is an article written by me, not by the White House Intel. Usually, I write under the name White House Intel because I just basically, publish what Dano originally thought in my own form. I just basically, like, when the White House Intel is basically CIA of Rivers, I basically just republish an article version of all the information they have gathered and the way Dano wants it to be put. So that's basically what I usually do on the Rivers updates. But now since Dano does have, now since he's directly writing from the White House Intel to the Rivers blog spot, I no longer need to do that. So now when you see me write things on the Rivers updates, it'll most likely be just me, myself, not me reporting for the White House Intel. So yeah, this one is actually just from me. And this was before Dano got his White House Intel part on the blog spot. So this is a really interesting thing. It's a revolutionary idea that is bringing Rivers back together. It is called link groups. And this is a quote. I'm going to read off a quote from Pickraft, where he says, "Rivers has gotten less and less personal. I feel more distant from the community." And this is a quote from President Pickraft of Rivers. And as the owner of the server, I believe that many of the active players can agree with Pickraft on that, which is it's a very unfortunate thing. But before people start saying that it's just Pickraft's problem, this is something that has been going around Rivers a lot lately. Jackson W, the second player to join Rivers, Inkipie, the third player to join Rivers, and Graded685, the third president, all agree that Rivers grows, and it does actually become more disconnected in some way. The players I just listened, I read that wrong, sorry. The players I just listed are just a small few out of the many who also agree with me, Pickraft, and them. And when we realize that the community has become more in touch with themselves, it's kind of a startling reality. As stated in an article posted by Johan William, the one right before this, she said that drama is one of the main causes of this disconnection. I put a link to the article in there. And while this is definitely one of the causes, if not one of the main causes of this disconnection, I think that we can help overthrow this drama and disconnected feeling by experimenting with something known as community hearings, or, link groups. Yes, I know, the name is very bland, and it's kind of just generic. But we can change it to connection group sometime later. But I think the name shouldn't really affect what this new idea is supposed to do. What this community hearing idea is about is basically just that, a community hearing, or a link group, getting people linked together in a group. A community hearing, or a link group, is an organized meeting of people of the Rivers community who get connected with players you may not know too well, discuss important topics, and just exchange ideas on how to make Rivers better. On some specific day of the week, which day that has been decided yet, and at a specific time, which has not yet been decided. And in fact, we're not even thinking of having these link groups meet on a certain day of the week. We're just thinking of holding them spontaneously, like whenever you want to, because that has actually been working pretty well. We've been doing link groups almost every day now, and it seems to be working out quite nicely when we just do it spontaneously. Like, hey, let's do a link group, and it just happens. It seems to be working better that way than having them meet on a certain schedule. So yeah. And if a community hearing has less than 3 or 4 players in it, then it will be canceled. Participants must have Skype or Discord. For example, if 3 participants have Skype and only 2 have Discord, then the community hearing or the link group will not work. So we advise that everyone does everything possible to try to get Skype and Discord so they can participate in this and just interact with the community better. I hope that people will participate in the meetings and that we can make this community seem small. This really big community seem small. If you have any questions, email me at Itsentriix@excite.com. That is the support email for Rivers. You can email me there. And we're gonna skip over this one. We're gonna skip over this one article because this one is kind of short and it's kind of useless. Yeah. Okay. This one up here. This is Daniel's very first article where he literally directly writes from the White House Intel into the blog spot. It's no longer me just reporting in here. It's actually him reporting straight from the White House Intel into this. So this is really good information. Okay. So the article is titled News. The final 4 candidates are in the presidential election. So he reports by saying, today 3 candidates were eliminated from the presidential election. These players were SW Battlefront, Carl, Boss Boy 42, or Ethan, and Inky Pie, Audrey. This leaves only 4 players left standing. The polls show that Leah M. Hunter had 3 votes, Pigcraft had 4 votes, and the Beast OG had 6 votes, and Game Boy Power had a shocking 9 votes. The new presidential predictions have been made for the presidential election based on this vote. Leah M. Hunter's chance of winning is currently 12%. Now, this is a much more updated poll than the one I read earlier in the beginning of the article, and this was written right from the White House Intel, so this is a little bit of an earlier poll. So, Leah has held a strong campaign up until now, but she made a big mistake in talking about Matthew's cousin, Nico, as a criminal. She accused of being a monster and let her campaign take a big blow when accusing Nico of doing that. But she started to recover once she apologized to Matthew. She gained 1 vote after saying she was sorry. That vote kept her from being eliminated. As all the candidates that had 2 votes or less were taken out of the election, Leah looks as if she will be the next one out. But many players who were interviewed say that if she can stop saying why people shouldn't vote for her should vote for her opponents. And there are a lot of... Okay, this is kind of hard for me to read because there are a lot of random parts. A lot of things are misspelled. A lot of things are misspelled here. Okay, it's okay though. I misspell things all the time. Okay, continuing. Shouldn't vote for their. Okay, there. I couldn't tell if it was here or there. Couldn't vote for their opponents and start talking about why people should vote for her. Then she has a fighting chance. Pickup chance of winning is currently 20%. Harry has been a fine president for the last 2 months, but most people feel like he isn't putting much time and effort into his campaign, and they feel like he doesn't really want it as much as he did before. This is just speculation and opinions. Nothing about Harry is official. Best quote. Nothing about Harry is official. You could never know. No. Yeah, okay. And the Beast OG's chance of winning is currently at 30%, the highest it's been. The highest it's really ever been, actually, because before, if he was going to... Because we did polls like this in the other elections, back then, when before Daniel was on. Yes, we had the White House until before Daniel got on. But the idea, the last poll we had of Matthew, which was from the 3rd Rivers presidential election, said that he had a 18% chance of winning, and now it's at 30. So this is the highest it's ever been in any poll about Matthew ever. So Matthew has put a lot of time into his campaign, and it just, so I can interject something here, he really has put a lot of time into the campaign. He has put a lot of time into the campaign, writing speech after speech and trying to debunk as many lies as possible. After Matt won the cop election, many wonder if he still has it in him to pull off the win for the presidential election. Game Boy Power's chance of winning is the highest, at 38%. Game Boy Power came back into this fight locked and loaded, better than ever. He lost the last presidential election, and now he's back for redemption. He's back for more. Daniel has taken quite a few blows from Leah at the start of his campaign, but he never quits. He got back up and is still fighting strong. Currently, it looks like for Daniel, 2nd time the charm. And it says at the bottom, all news of this article has been approved, with an asterisk by Itsentriix MC, the founder of Rivers SMP, also approved by the White House Intel, copyright 2017. And the asterisk means, it says at the bottom, clarifies at the bottom, all things written and published are for spreading the opinion of our editor-in-chief. They have been approved under the issue
Bye.